He'eia Estuary Restoration Project is located on about 4 acres of He'eia State Park property in Kaneohe at the mouth of He'eia Stream. The Hui Ko'olapoko's goal for this project site was to remove invasive plant species to help improve water quality and increase area and habitat for native plant species and aquatic animals. The He'eia Estuary is dominated by mangrove, which was introduced to Hawaii in 1902 to help control erosion from sugarcane and pineapple plantations. Unfortunately, the plants have become invasive and spread to almost all of the main Hawaiian islands, and they've caused a lot of problems with sedimentation. And actually the buildup of sedimentation is causing our stream channels to become narrower and narrower and closing off habitat for native aquatic animals. In the summer of 2015, Hui Ko'olapoka started the removal work of the mangrove from the 4 acres of the He'eia Estuary. Any larger trees that were on the project that needed to be removed, we were able to chainsaw and cut them on site, use a chipper to add mulch, which was spread over the project site to help cover bare soils and to also add nutrients for future outplanting of the natives. Native species that go onto the project site will help to hold sediment in place, as well as filter out any pollutants that might be coming through the project site. In the spring of 2016, we began our outplanting efforts, with the majority of the help coming from our volunteers. Volunteers help with everything from seeking out and pulling the mangrove keiki that might be recruiting onto the project site, building trail, remulching areas, and outplanting the native plant species. Our volunteer work days start around 9 o'clock in the morning with an introduction to the project site. We set off to do our work for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Do our work, get some of the native plants into the ground, and then we take a quick tour to look at the fish pond wall and see how the two projects are related. See that our efforts on the outside of the fish pond wall in the Muliwai, in the estuary, how they are benefiting the fish pond and the work that they're doing inside the wall as well. Future goals for this project site are to have it be an accessible area, just an extension of the state park, so that the public can come down, enjoy the area, have a chance to go on perhaps a self-guided tour of the project site, and a chance to look at different native species, how they might grow, to see the flowers, to see our state flower, the yellow hibiscus, and all of the different colors of native hibiscus, to see natural coastal plants in their proper ecosystem and proper environment. And perhaps they might be inspired to start using some of these native plants in their own landscaping. He'eia State Park is used heavily during the summer by āina kids, so we hope that in the future we'll be able to have a curriculum built around the He'eia Estuary Restoration Project, so that those summer groups will be able to come down and learn about an estuary and the proper functions of an estuary, as well as go on tours to look at the different native plants and begin to recognize those, and hopefully they'll be inspired to utilize some of those native plants for their purposes, as well as start to grow some of those native plants on their own and utilize them in their home. Hui Ko'olapoka tries to provide restoration projects in these areas for people to come down and really get to know the plants in a new way, so that they'll be inspired to use them and to teach others how to use those plants on their own home sites. And taking the practices from these larger areas and really boiling it down to individual actions, because every single one of us has a part to play in the overall health of our own pua. I think that the beauty of Hui Ko'olapoka's projects is that we're providing an opportunity for families or individuals to get out into areas that they might not have known about, to get into areas that might be on private property, but to really come out and experience the ahupua'a or this particular site in a new way, by giving people the opportunity to get into these areas and get their hands dirty and really learn about why the invasive plants are a problem and how those native plants are going to help. Every aspect of our volunteer day has an educational component, so you're really learning about what you're pulling and why you're pulling it, or what you're planting and why you're planting it. We don't just go to and from the project site. We've got a whole ahupua'a component, and really learning about some of the mo'olelo around our project sites and getting a chance to tour the area as a whole, not just seeing the one area that we need to work in today, but really getting a picture for the whole ahupua'a and why the work that we're doing in this small area of it is important. I invite you to come down and experience this place, experience all of our projects in a new way. Come and really get your hands dirty so that you have more of a tie to the project site, more of a tie to the āina, to the ahupua'a.